Yo, okay. I'm gonna talk about my one and only strip club experience. So buckle in. Just have an addendum to this. I don't really understand strip clubs too much. Um, like the whole meme of like going with your boys and just paying like a couple hundred to be horny. I always thought that's what it was. But a lot of my buddies, for the longest time, they would go to strip clubs pretty frequently, and they would get like two dudes, one girl lap dances. I guess they call them couple dances, but like that's even weirder to me, man. Like if you're sitting in an open area where you're watching like a chick strip, fine. At least it's like a show in quotations, but going into a room with your boy and then having like a chick, I don't know, man. That's weird to me. It's already like, look, it's not about being insecure or like weird about your sexuality, but there's like if you're like in a look, if you're in a sauna together that requires you to be naked, that's not gay, obviously, because it's like a sauna. It's the way it's done, right? You're not supposed to be horny in a sauna though. You're going to be horny if there's like a girl dancing and like shaking her ass and tits for you. That's a whole nother thing, right? But anyway, so when I turned 18, I was overseas in Poland on vacation, and when I came back, my buddies were like, "Okay, you're 18. We're gonna take you to the strippers." I'm like, "All right." And we went to this place called Diamonds that literally burnt to the ground. It's gone. Like if you try to pass by where that building used to be, it's just like a concrete slab. It looks like a bunker buster hit it and it just evaporated, like gone, dunzo. At the time, this was considered Edmonton's best strip club, which says a lot. Because for those who don't know, Edmonton is a shithole. So yeah, it was rough, man. I mean, I don't know what to expect. So we go in. I thought it was gonna be like a nightclub. Kind of is, kind of isn't. Like you go in, you pay like how much did I pay? I think I paid like 10 or 15 to go in. So immediately, and this is what I was broke as shit. So I was like, oh my god, okay, well that's like 2 drinks right there. That's like 3 drinks right there just to walk in. So already I was kind of chapped about that. I was like, all right, whatever. We sat at a table. It was amateur night, so there's like girls off the street, I guess. I think I don't know actually to this day. I think it was girls off the street would just come on. I didn't know they show like everything. I thought strip clubs were like in Grand Theft Auto where they show their breasts and maybe like the bra at most, or like panties. I didn't know they show you everything. Like when I found the girls were like spreading their snappers open, I was just like, yo! Like I did not expect that. So I was like, what the hell? How is it illegal at all? And for those who don't know, in Canada, they do this thing where they'll put a funnel between their legs and you can like huck loonies and toonies at them. Loonies and toonies are like you guys have. I think the States has dollar bills. I don't know if you guys have $2 bills. I don't think so, but we have loonies and toonies for that, right? So you huck them. It's a good time. My buddy, my buddy tried to throw like a handful of quarters. This girl snatched all of them in one swoop and like flung them back at him. He got shamed for it. That was pretty funny. Just getting rained on. But it was definitely a weird experience, man. Like it's just strange being in a room with a bunch of like sad dudes watching like these girls just like, showing their goods on stage, right? At one point there was some dude that was like near our table. He was like cross-armed, holding his beer. I guess he must have been coked out of his mind because at one point he just let go of the beer and it shattered on the ground and he just like lifted his arms up and just left. Like that's it. Dude's done. Like he had money in his hand to throw at the girl. He just left with the money in hand and that was it. Just disappeared off the face of the earth. He might as well have just like moonwalked into a black hole and it got spaghettified. So we're chilling for a bit. The boys are buying me drinks. I'm like, all right. So, I mean, whatever. I get it. Fine. All right. Girls are like pretty attractive, so it's not too bad. And then out of nowhere, this black girl comes around. She was very attractive, very good looking black girl. I was wearing I walked into the strip club with like cuffed jeans, a salmon pink button up, and boots. Actually, no, that's not true. I had like some sneakers on. It doesn't matter. But this girl comes up, she's like, "Oh, you want to dance?" And I was like, I was too nervous to say no. So I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess." So I follow her. My heart's racing. I'm just like, ugh. So she takes me to this private room. She goes, "Do you know the rules?" I'm like, yeah, can't touch. She's like, "That's right." I'm like, okay. I don't know how strict they were about that. So I like sat on my hands because I don't know if my shoulder like rubs up against her by accident. Does that count or whatever? So I was like, fuck it. I'm not taking any chances. I'm gonna sit on my hands. Not gonna fall for anything. So I sit on my hands. She immediately starts touching me. So I'm like, yo, what the hell's going on here? I was like, okay. I thought we were not touching each other, but whatever. She's grinding on my shit and everything. And she was asking me questions about if I've ever been with a black girl. And I'm like, I'm 18. It's just, I'm overstimulated, right? My neurons are firing like a like a V8 engine, bro. I don't, you know. Then she starts undressing fully. Again, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I was not expecting that. She first like hits me in the face with her tits. That was pretty awesome, I will admit. And then she puts her snapper kissing distance from my face. I am petrified. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna get herpes or some shit. I didn't know that herpes requires, you know, a bit more intimate than just that. So I like immediately my eyes started like welling up. Yeah, welling up with tears. I'm sitting on my hands shaking. She's like, "Oh, you like that?" I'm like, "Oh," just breaking down basically. Luckily, she can't see it because the room's dark as shit. But if she saw it, she'd probably be like, "What the hell?" So I'm holding tears in my eyes, trying not to have them stream down my face because it's obviously that'd be like the most ridiculous vibe killer for both of us. But I can't even enjoy the dance because I'm certain I contracted something from this girl for sure. I was like, that's it. I have AIDS or whatever the fuck. Not because she was black, but because I just assumed strippers have like a million different diseases. I was like 18. I didn't know any better. So she's doing her thing. She's rubbing up against me. I'm holding back tears, sitting on my hands. At one point, she's like grabbing my shit, my package, and I'm just like what the hell am I supposed to do? And thank God the dance ends. It was 25 minutes, and we might have well have been in a singularity. I might as well been getting a lap dance in a singularity. Okay, like I was in Stephen King's The Jaunt, just 1,000 years of like chocolate buns bouncing in front of me. You know what I'm saying? But the dance finally ends. Thank God. I go to pay for it. Right? She's like, okay, that'll be $80. Let's say. I pull out I have a Velcro anime wallet. Her and the person taking the money just watch as I careen this thing open, and the Velcro sound fills the room, and they're both like, "Oh my God, what is this?" I think I guarantee this girl quit stripping after that because it's just such a atrocious night for this poor girl. But after that, I was like, I am never doing strip clubs ever again. Like, I went back to my boys' table. They ran out of money. I was like, thank God we left. I was like, I'm good. I don't need to deal with this ever again. That's it. That's the only time I've ever been to a strip club, and that's probably the only time I will ever go to a strip club on top of it. That's it, guys. See ya.